We have 2 guest speakers today that are going to be joining us. Super excited because you're going to get to learn all about how to be a boss in 2020, and we have a very special surprise. If you are also an Urban CEO Academy member, make sure that you send a text message to this number 484848 and include Urban CEO, because you may be one of our very special winners for tonight. So let's go ahead and get into the show. Well, all right, y'all. Well, I'm super excited to be here, and I hope you guys are as well. Honey, we had a couple delays in getting started with the show, darling, but we are here. Now, as y'all know, Crown has to make his appearance all the time. He is super fired up right now, as I'm fired up. Now, do me a favor. As you come on in, please introduce yourself. Let us know what city and state, as well as include your name, because if you're in one of our Facebook groups, you might not be able to see your name. It might not say your name, so make sure to include your name, city and state. You just never know. We might pop you up on the screen. Also, if you guys are watching us live on YouTube, please make sure to like this video and thumbs up it as well. That's what you do. You thumbs up it, and also subscribe to our channel, okay? And if you're watching us on Facebook, share this video. Please let the world know about what it is that we're doing here with As Real As It Gets TV. Now, just so that you understand what this show is all about, it's actually put together by Urban CEO Network. Urban actually stands for unapologetic, real bold, action-oriented, and non-conforming. We are a nonprofit 501c3 organization with the purpose of being able to be the bridge between the urban community and business success. Guys, if you're anything like me, you understand how it feels to sometimes go to events and feel like maybe the information is just going right over your head. Maybe you go to an event and you're like, you know what, this is not for me. This is not really my style. You know, I'm a little bit more laid back. Well, I'm going to tell you this one thing. We make sure to put you in front of so many different people. I used to go to events, and a lot of times because I'm not really, you know, I didn't really know the corporate lingo, you know what I'm saying? And so I would go to these events and they would say certain things, and to me, I was just like, this sounds too complicated. And then when I started communicating with other people, I'm like, explain to me, what is this? And then they would give me the definition of what the word was, and I was like, man, there's got to be a more simplified way to explain some of this stuff. And I knew that I wasn't alone. And so I wanted to create an organization that could kind of be able to bring people that maybe you have a little bit of the similar background as I do. And sometimes you could be a little intimidated by certain words or intimidated by the resources that are out there, and make those resources available to you. So I'm so excited about what we're doing here with Urban CEO. And let me shout out some folks as well. We've got Blue Outlaw in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Hello. How are you doing? Deshonda Jennings out of Chesterfield, Virginia. Hello. We've got Michael out of Detroit, Michigan. How you doing, Michael? Welcome. And everybody else, please make sure that you share this video and let us know what city and state you're chiming in from. Well, we've got to pay some bills, darling. And the first thing that I want to talk to you guys about is our academy. So let's check out this commercial and let us know what you think. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Taria Vision Avant, and I wanted to just jump up here real quick and tell you, have you heard about the Urban CEO Network? Darling, if you have not heard about Urban CEO, then you need to make sure that you jump on board. Right now, we have a special so that you can actually be a part of our Urban CEO Academy, which is our monthly membership program, where not only do you get exclusive access to events, discounts, and things of that nature, but you also get training that's designed to help you to grow your business. Right now, you can join for 7 days for free and see what we're all about. All you need to do is go to urbanceoacademy.com and check us out. For real. Like, we're the fastest growing organization right now, designed to help men and women that come from the urban community that want to grow in business, that want to grow in their career, or you simply just want to be able to grow in your life. Urban actually stands for unapologetic, real bold, action-oriented, and non-conforming. So come over here, check us out, join. We want you to be a part of what we're doing. 7 days free. You have really, it's a win-win situation, so you can see what we're all about, all right? So join. I look forward to seeing you guys there. I'm going to talk to you later. Deuces. All right, y'all. So look, you got to join the Academy. I'm telling you guys, 7 days free. Get a chance to see what it's all about. And today we're going to be selecting 4 lucky winners that are in the academy that have sent a text message to that number. So make sure, guys, that you have sent a text message to that number. I'm over here looking on my phone because we're going to be selecting 4 winners today when we get done, okay? There's going to be 4 winners that are going to get selected, so you don't want to miss out on this opportunity, all right? So make sure that you text 484848 Urban CEO. You need to be a part of the academy. We always are doing giveaways. In fact, every single week for the next couple of months, we're going to be doing giveaways every day, okay? So make sure that you plug into that. Well, look, this is what I want to do. I want to bring on one of our incredible ambassadors. An Urban CEO ambassador is somebody who is out there in these streets pushing and promoting the great news of what Urban CEO is all about. And she's going to share with you guys some of our incredible announcements, okay? So I want you guys to get on the line and get excited. Hold on, let me make sure I get applause ready for this young lady who's going to be sharing with us the announcements. Her name is Shiketa. Shiketa, introduce yourself, darling.
Hey, Urban CEOs. I am a community leader and influencer. My name is Shiketa D. Days from Miami, Florida, and now I'm bringing to you some big announcements. Urban CEO is looking for men to join our team. If you know any men who will be a great fit to join our ambassadors group, please tag them in this post and also send them the link urbanceonetwork.com/ambassadors. Again, that's urbanceonetwork.com/ambassadors. Would you like to be advertised on the Urban CEO show As Real as It Gets TV? Send us an email to info@urbanceonetwork.com. Again, that's info@urbanceonetwork.com to learn how you can get advertised to thousands of people and get your business out there. If you have any events that you would like to share to the audience, please be sure to also contact us for a chance to have your event broadcasted on As Real as It Gets TV.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Shiketa. And also, let me just make sure I got the right information. That is not her Instagram, so I want to put her Instagram up on the screen. Her Instagram is Shiketa Days. And also, guys, you can connect with her by going to her website, which is ddd2c.biz. That's correct, right, Shiketa? ddd2c.biz?
That is correct.
Awesome sauce. So thank you so much for your announcements. Guys, yes, we are looking for some men. Look, I had to make sure I put it out there. We are not just a female-only organization. We are looking for some males to join us. So if you are a male watching, plug in, join us, become an ambassador. If you know some men that need to be a part of this movement, plug them in, because we want to start having some men on the show, but you must be an ambassador to be one of our incredible co-hosts. Well, again, we got to pay some bills, so I'm going to bring up this commercial as well. And for those of you who want to be on some commercials, pull up on us. What's going on, CEOs? Real quick, do you need help with your social media management? Well, if you said yes, then you need to reach out to Candy Promotions. Let me tell you something about them. Not only do they help Urban CEO to put together our incredible social media content, but they also assist us with putting it out there for us. If you need help with Facebook or Instagram, or maybe you even need help with your messaging, you need to reach out to Candy Promotions. In fact, they have a really big special right now. All you need to do is make sure that you do contact them and let them know that they were sent to you by Urban CEO. If you need help with your social media management, then you need to make sure you reach out to them by going to bookcandymartin.as.me/discover. Again, go to bookcandymartin.as.me/discover and let them know Urban CEO sent you. All right? Peace. Hey, we doing it. We got commercials and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to have more commercials, guys. If you want to be on the show, if you want to have your stuff advertised, guys, the thing about our show, As Real as It Gets, it stays around. We have hundreds and hundreds of people watching this show every single week. So make sure if you're interested, pull up on us, send us a contact, and we will definitely get you in front of our audience. Now, I'm excited to bring on a new part of this show, As Real as It Gets, and we want to start highlighting authors. See, one thing I've always been told is that leaders are readers, and we want to put you guys in front of the most incredible authors that we know. Well, the first author that we're going to be bringing up, by the way, every single one of our authors that we bring on, we're also going to be giving away, y'all listening, 4 copies of their book. So today we're going to have some amazing Academy members that are going to walk away with a copy of this young lady's book. And so I am so excited to bring her up. She's going to talk to you guys a little bit about why she decided to, well, what this book is about and who this book is going to help, okay? So I want you guys to give it up to brand new author. She's a brand new author, spanking brand new. I mean, literally just off the presses. None other than this beautiful queen. Let me get my applause ready. Diva Darling Moore.
Hey, lady. How's everybody doing?
We are doing incredible. Go ahead and take it away, love.
Thank you so much. My name is Diva. I came to work more. I'm from originally Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, now residing in the Mile High city of Denver. I wrote this book with Taria Vision Avant called Get Off Your Ass, Get On Your Feet, 7 Systems to Slay Your Goals. This book is basically for anyone who feels like they're stuck, like they're lost in their life, they're just wandering around aimlessly. You know, myself, at the beginning of the Great Recession, when I first came to Denver in November of 2009, I had absolutely no idea what I was going to do with my life. I had lost my $1 million producing title insurance company in South Florida, which I had been in that industry for over 15 years. When you lose something, you go through something so traumatic that it leaves you with no goals. It's a very uncomfortable place to be in. There's quite a few of us out here who have no one to reach out to, and that's the reason why I wrote the book. This book is for anyone who feels that they need to get some inner kick, just a little push, or maybe not a little push. I don't do little pushes. If you need somebody to talk some real talk to you, that's what I wrote this book for. I am everybody's auntie. I'm going to give it to you straight. If you want niceties, there's television channels for that. But if you want somebody who's going to say, you know what, you have to take control of your life, you have to change your mindset, I'm here to help you do it. That's why I wrote the book. I hope that you guys look for it. Go to getoffyourassgetonyourfeet.com. You know you're going to remember that. Get off your ass, get on your feet. You know it is physically impossible to get on your feet until you get off your ass. I invite you to try it right now. Come on. Come on. Get on your feet. Come on. If your full weight is on your feet, your ass is not hitting a thing. I don't care who you are. That is true in life. Get off your ass, getonyourfeet.com. I am very happy to bring this to you. Be looking for me again in the future.
Well, thank you so much and congratulations, Diva. I am so excited because 4 people are going to get a chance to win a copy of this book. She's already pre-sold hundreds of the copy already, and so we are pumped up about that book. Make sure you go and get a copy today. Pull up on Diva today. Shout out to everybody that's watching. I appreciate everybody talking about Diva. Chanel says, yes, get off of your ass and get on your feet. Lisa says, pure facts. Holla at your girl. All right, y'all. Well, look, we're going to go ahead and go to our quote of the day. This is another one of our incredible Urban CEO ambassadors, and she's a co-host for today, and she's going to share the quote of the day, none other than Denise. She's here in the H-Town. Denise, what up, girl?
Hey, everyone. How you doing? I'm Denise Shiketa. I am the founder and CEO of Deco Investments. We buy houses that are in distress or damage and rehab them and provide families with better living environments. And I'm also an author as well, thanks to Taria Vision Avant, Life of an Entrepreneur. And it was inducted into the African American Library February 29th. So today's quote of the day is, in order to walk into who you are, you have to walk away from what you are not. So make sure you surround yourselves with like-minded people and remove yourself from anything that's holding you back.
Man, that's good. Listen, surrounding yourself with like-minded people, especially right now, is so important, guys. Right now, the recording of this, many of us are still dealing with Rona. Rona's still in the way. I know that many states are starting to gradually open up, but a lot of us are still in positions where, we've had to kind of readjust our circles. And I think that now is the best time to really surround yourself around the right people that can motivate you. I know for a fact that I have found like new clarity. Can I say that? New clarity. Just of having to adapt to this situation. But with me finding new clarity has brought me new circles, new connections, new people that are allowing me to really be motivated. And so I'm excited about that. In fact, let's talk about new clarity. Let's talk about new circles. So let me tell y'all something. Any of y'all go to networking events? Anybody go to networking events? And yes, shout out to everybody. Candy says, Denise. And then we have somebody, she says, that's powerful. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Holla, holla, holla. Now, if you go to networking events, I want you guys to type the number 1. Just type the number 1 in the comment space because, that's something that's crazy. I haven't been to one event this year, networking event, with the exception of I think we did a Life of an Entrepreneur mixer. I know we had a summit this year, but I think we had a mixer, but I haven't been to any other networking events. And then we got stuck in the house, right? And so for me, because naturally I can be an introvert in extroverted situations, I don't really like going to networking events, right? And so I had to make sure that I started pushing myself to go to networking events. Now, the first thing is I would start going to networking events that I had to invest in, right? This is years ago. Ones that cost me a couple of dollars. Because I found that the ones where I paid a couple dollars to go to, I actually ended up meeting better people. Okay, little tip. Okay, I was meeting better people. And there was this one event at this restaurant in Atlanta, Georgia, put together by a gentleman of the name of Corey Moore in Atlanta, right? And when I would go to his events, he always would have sharp people there. And I would set a goal to meet 3 people. 3 people. So I wasn't that girl that was going to an event trying to pass everybody out my business cards, right? So only one person goes to networking events, only DeShonda. So shout out to DeShonda, because nobody else won. But I would be the person where I'm not passing out my cards to everybody. I never found that to be effective. I would be very strategic in who I wanted to meet. And the people that I wanted to meet were people that I felt that I could be instantly attracted to or connected to in business or even in life, because some of the best relationships that you'll ever have in business are also probably going to be people that you like, right? But I wanted to increase my circle, build my circle. So I'm sitting at the event, darling, right? Sitting at this event, waiting for the 3 people. Now, I had already met one person, right? And then I was waiting on my next person to come in the door. And this young lady walks in the door with this bad dress on. Super bad. And when she walked in, she commanded the energy of the room. I said, boop, that's number 2, right? That's number 2 right there. She walked in and I don't even know, they had like food and stuff. So anytime a space has food and wine, honey, I love those types of events. So I might have been I think I was standing over by the food and I had me a glass of wine in my hand, and she walked over and had a chance to connect with her. I never realized, though, that fast forward years later, she would be responsible for introducing me to so many influential people in Atlanta, Georgia. She would be responsible for the one who actually encouraged me to start a nonprofit organization. Now, this is the funny thing. So we came up with the name Urban CEO Network. I was never told to make that a nonprofit. But after talking to her, she was telling me why I needed to start one up. So we decided to make Urban CEO a nonprofit organization, and that was through her tips. Another thing about this young lady, now she's got some incredible, accolades. She sent me like a bio and stuff, she's doing all type of great stuff. But I feel like the best way to introduce someone is let you know how you know them, right? This woman is the who's who of Atlanta, Georgia. She is the who's who. She knows all the people with the coin, okay? She also ran her own insurance agency for several years that has done millions of dollars in, I don't know how you say it, millions of dollars in business, right? And then she's also been able to lead so many incredible executive organizations, top companies, $1 million producing companies. And she was just telling me about the latest position that she took on. And at the same time, this company that she's with has inspired her to start her own podcast, The Boss Circle, right? Hold on, let me make sure I said that right. The Boss Circle. Yeah, My Boss Circle. And I got a chance to be on that show. So she she is moving and shaking, guys. When I tell y'all you need to be connected to the right people, this is one of those people that you want to make sure that you follow. And just to throw it on the side, she also is very gifted. She can sing her tail off, okay? I had a chance to go see her sing live a couple times, and she is just such a blessing. And so I'm so excited to have her on the show for the very first time. I know this won't be the last. None other than my good girlfriend, Alexis Cierra. Hold! What's going on, girl?
Hey, hi, Urban CEO. Listen, I love that intro. Don't you just love it when your friends hype you up? Listen, Taria is a true boss friend. That is what boss friends are supposed to do. They are supposed to hype you up, okay? Because listen, I was tired today, and I was like, you know what? I know that once I get in this interview with Taria, I'm going to be good because she's going to come with so much energy. And she's going to hype me up, which I appreciate. Oh, my gosh.
Well, you know how I do,
so
right?
Good.
You know how I do and how we do when we get together. We cut up. And we cut up in a good way. And so, you know, I know I didn't give you enough. So I gave some of the accolades, but I know I haven't shared everything. First of all, you're from, is it Dothan?
Dothan,
Alabama. So shout out to everybody from Alabama in the house, right? Alexis, do me a favor and tell everybody just a little bit about who you are and how you got to where you are today.
Yeah, so basically I got my start. I actually started out in the retail industry. And the retail industry actually taught me everything that I needed to know about starting a very successful business. It taught me all about marketing and branding myself and really trying to push myself out there in front of people and being able to connect with people in order to get them to buy a product or a solution. So I transitioned and just took a face walk, and I ended up in the insurance industry. When I tell you that was probably the best decision I could have ever made, I mean, it was straight after the recession, 2 years after the recession. And I was like, okay, I'm going to take this face walk. I'm going to start my own business. I only knew 25 people in Atlanta because I moved from Alabama, where, I mean, it was a small town and everybody knows everybody. But I had done all my market research, and I knew that market was overly saturated with other insurance agents, but it wasn't a lot of insurance agents that looked like me. There was literally only one Black woman who was an agent in the entire area. Wow. And I decided, you know what, it's going to be a lot harder because you kind of don't want to compete with your own people sometimes, you know? Mm-hmm. So I said, you know what, I'm going to take this spacewalk. I'm going to move to Atlanta, and I'm going to go to a larger market. When I got here, I only knew about 25 people. Before you knew it, just like I met Taria while networking, I actually decided that since I did not have a lot of money to put towards a marketing budget to do commercials and all that great stuff, that I would instead invest in monetary side on that, investing in networking events that actually were going to connect me with people that I really, really knew that I could either make relationships with, where they could actually refer me to clients, or and put myself in a position where I could be able to get a new client that way through networking. I said, how can I keep this low cost as possible, but be able to touch as many people as possible? And networking events was how I was able to do that, specifically kind of how I met Taria, which was great because I met so many amazing people. And what I decided was every year that I was going to make my birthday party just this major networking event every year. I said, I'm not going to really do a traditional party. I'm going to invite a bunch of people that I met throughout the year and connect them all together and figure out what type of business can we all be doing together instead of just having wine and we just hanging out. You know what I mean? So I decided, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to build my business. Before you knew it, I went from 25 clients to 1,165 clients in less than 2 years off of pure networking and just building relationships. A lot of times when you go to these events, you really have to go in and have that plan in advance. Like, how many people am I going to meet? Like Taria was saying earlier, that stuff, you have to be very intentional. And you also have to figure out, okay, what type of people am I looking for? I specifically knew that I wanted to meet a mortgage broker. because I wanted to do somebody's home insurance, and I wanted to meet new people that way. And then I said, I'm going to also make an effort to meet someone who either owns a car dealership or someone who works in sales or in finance at a car dealership as well. I was very, very intentional. And because of that, I made sure that I made connections even with people in my industry. I would go and meet other insurance agents, other financial advisors, and I would actually connect with them, because a lot of times we would all end up getting a lot of different business clients, but we actually weren't able to help everyone. My policy may be just a tad different to where it can actually help your client, and vice versa. So I would actually share referrals back and forth with people who actually do the same thing that I do as well. So that was another thing. You can't be afraid of or look at it as competition, because I mean, there's plenty of money out here for us to all get it. Everybody's product or solution is always a little bit different. It's not the same. It's never going to be the exact same. So you have to figure out what makes your business and your brand, what makes it different. You know, one of my things is I never meet a stranger, clearly. So I said, you know what I mean? I was like, okay, I've grown my business now. I was like, okay, how am I going to continue to expand my brand now that I've gotten it to this level? I started going to all of these different events, and anytime they needed someone to volunteer or even just host, whether it was hosting a panel discussion, if they needed somebody to just moderate, I would be there. I would be there running with the mic. And because of that, I would meet all of these amazing people. And I would be very intentional about taking people to coffee, because I didn't have a whole lot of money to be spending on going out to dinner early in my career and building up my agency. I was like, I'm going to take people to coffee. I'm not just going to collect business cards. And I'm going to actually sit down, have a conversation with them, and not ask them for anything. I'm going to ask them, what is it that I can do for you? How can I help you and in your position that you're in, or with your business? How can I help you grow? That was always my intention. But I would also share my vision with people. And when I shared my vision with people, I was very, very specific about who I wanted to share that vision with. And I would always end up sharing it with just the right person. And then that person would refer you to somebody, and then he would refer you to somebody, and then she would refer you to somebody. And before you know it, I ended up with a 2008 agency, 3008 client agency is what I ended up having, worth $3.1 million in insurance premiums. And I decided that before I sell my agency, my goal was to always be a true millennial. Once you start making a profit, girl, go ahead and figure out how you can cash out and move on to the next phase. So I was like, you know, especially when all these people who have been in it for 20 years are looking at me like, Alexis, I need to know what you're doing. Like, how are you doing that? And I was like, okay, how can I teach everything that I'm doing to other people? So I decided that, okay, I'm going to intentionally really try to find 26 single moms to teach this business to, because that's how old I was when I started my insurance agency. So I took 26 single moms, taught them everything I knew about insurance, helped them all develop property and casualty firms, life and health. Some of them were only doing health insurance. Some of them were only financial advisors as well. But I was very intentional about passing it on and paying it forward. And because of that, it made it so easy when I was like, okay, I'm going to sell my agency. And I said, okay, what am I going to do now? Because now I've grown a huge network of people. And I'm like, okay, how do I get paid to know people? And this is when I discovered that it was all because of business development. It was a whole position out there, just a job title called business development. That's how you get paid to know people. You can do this in a consulting capacity. You can as a 9-to-5 for my intrapreneurs, those people who have a 9-to-5 with a side gig. You can get paid to know people, honey. And it pays very, very well. Since I left the insurance industry, I have sold oil. I have sold $100 million films and helped people get budgets for a lot of these African-American films that you're seeing. If there's a movie shot in Georgia, there are special tax credits out there, and everybody was trying to figure out, how do I get in on that? Well, since I had a financial services background, I know that you can create a private equity firm and you can pool your money together, and you guys can pretty much be angel investors on all these different projects and be able to get those tax credits. So I decided, okay, I'm going to get into the film. I'm going to dabble in oil. I even went into the alcoholic beverage industry, because what I started thinking about is that free wine that Taria and I were drinking at these events. Somebody had to get that wine in here some type of way. Like, did you pay for that? Was it given to you? And I started making just connections. My first client, I met him at the hair salon. He was just bringing around samples and just letting everybody sample his alcoholic beverage. And I was like, listen, we need to figure out how to get this actually in stores and how to get people to invest in your business and to really help you get to that global level. So that's a business development role. All I needed to do was know people in order to be able to help them. People who actually have money or actually have, things that are set aside that they're thinking of using as investment tools, that they really want to try to see a return on their income a lot faster. Mm-hmm. So I help them by getting into events. I mean, Taria has went to the mayor's ball after party with me, and I have actually sponsored all of the alcohol for it 3 years in a row.
She sure did.
I brought in
the plug.
Yeah.
The plug.
Yes. I brought in those vendors, and you know how I met those vendors? At the Chamber of Commerce meetings, at all of these random networking events, Network Under 40, all of these really good events that they're not really industry specific. Those are really the best ones to go to. If it's not targeting a specific industry, that means it's going to be a big mix of people there. So it's going to be people with all different types of background. Those are the ones that you want to go to. You want to go there and you want to be intentional about how many people you want to meet, and then what type of relationships you want to have, and what's your elevator pitch for the night. Like, what part of my business am I pitching tonight? And I feel like that has been a huge part of how I ended up networking my way into six-figure roles in the corporate world. Just off of, because honestly, what's so funny is I have worked for an international, a global HR consulting firm with absolutely no bachelor's degree. No degree whatsoever.
What?
It was, yes, no bachelor's degree.
Wait a minute, I didn't even know that. Girl, you killing it. Wait a minute.
Yes, people are always shocked. I don't make a big deal out of it. I bring it up when people ask. They're like, oh, are you, what school did you go to? You went to HBCU? And I'm like, I went to school for like a year and came out, did retail, found out I was great at sales, and I was like, I think I'm going to stick with this. Because I was making a lot more money than my friends who were in school. and I was like, okay. Like, the first year I made $60K, and I was working at Sprint at the cell phone store, commission. I was like, wait, you can make this type of money in sales? I really need to figure out what I was like, this is my path. Sales is gonna be my thing.
Good.
And
wow.
Yeah, so I've used that to network my way into roles, because it's all about building credibility, meeting the right people, and when you meet people, nurture those relationships. Continue to nurture them. Don't let them fall off. I think Taria and I have been friends now for like over 5 years, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Here I am now, 10 years this year in the insurance industry. And now I'm in a corporate role where I am actually helping insurance agencies, and not just agencies, but now I'm helping the people who used to give me contracts, the carriers. So your big names. Now I'm actually coming in and they're bringing me in to consult on a higher level. So now I'm a part of that strategy on diversity and inclusion. How do we get more women in the insurance industry? How do we get more people of color? What do you think, Alexis? That was always my goal. I wanted to sell my business, transition into corporate so that I could make a huge impact from the corporate level, but I also wanted to always be able to keep my own business. And this company that I'm with now, they really, truly inspired me. They were like, Alexis, people need to hear your story. They need to, hear what you have to say, because they said the way our clients sit in awe of you in all of these meetings, and they're like, oh, she really knows what she's talking about. And then we're like, you really need to find a way to do that. They're like, why don't you do a podcast? And I said, you know what? That is actually a great idea. I think I'm going to do the first podcast, and it's going to be specifically for women, entrepreneurs, and intrapreneurs. And that is how my boss circle was created, to just equip and empower these women to listen. You do not have to quit your job, your day job, just yet. Wait until you build it out. Because we don't, if you can stay out of the food stamp line while you're building your business, we want to make sure that you are getting the right advice. You know what I mean? We want to make sure that you're actually getting some type of income, while you're building your business. So that is what we're doing with my Boss Circle podcast. We are sharing the journey of women who have went on to be extremely successful in all of these different industry verticals. You were just sharing through storytelling and giving free advice, free 99. Who can beat that?
Yeah, don't we love it?
Yes, next week I'm actually going to be having my entrepreneur boss friend, Miss Taria Vision Avant. She's going to be at the circle, honey. And listen, let me tell you, honey, y'all, I was like, wait a minute, friend. Some of that stuff I didn't even know.
Yeah, she pulled it out of me, y'all. We went deep. We dove deep.
Yes, I was getting my Oprah on. I was like, yes, this is phenomenal. I'm telling you, it was one of my favorite interviews.
Aww.
Because these interviews are all about being the real, not what you would normally hear in all of your corporate style panel discussions when you're hearing from women executives and they're only telling you like the high level stuff. Oh no, honey, I'm asking real questions. I want to know, like, what's some of the biggest mistakes you made? I want to know, like, what's your greatest flops, honey? What are some of the things that you wish that you would have never done? I mean, you are hearing all types of things, from making tax mistakes. Oh my gosh. Those types of stories, that's the stuff that these women need to hear. Because listen, you got to have your taxes together, honey, when you're going to be an entrepreneur.
Come on now.
I think these are the conversations that we need to have, the real. How there is no such thing as work-life balance when you're an entrepreneur. Come on now. Can I get an amen?
Come on now. Come on now. Preach.
Yes, there is no maternity leave when you're an entrepreneur either. So these are the type of conversations that we are having. And I'm just so excited. Like, this is already making the impact that I prayed that it would make. I mean, sharing through storytelling, you can't beat that. Women being completely honest. And this is a diverse group of women too, which is really great. So listen, I'm just excited about my Boss Circle podcast and all of the things that are going to come in the future. So yeah, that's a little bit, that's my story, honey.
Honey, the whole story, I hope y'all were picking up stuff. Like, I caught so many nuggets just from your story alone. How many of you guys caught some amazing nuggets? If you did, just go ahead and type I did. I see we have Stevie Aisha Mills, and she is just loving it. And Deirdre said message, dropping some major messages in this. You know what amazes me about you? Because like when we were talking the other day and you were telling me about your position, and I remember you telling me when you were just getting started, I don't even know if you were with that company. You just always find a way to reinvent yourself and like create opportunities. Like, I think we were talking about that, like this opportunity was really just created for you because of the value that you brought to the table. And I think a lot of times when, you know, and might I just add this as well, Alexis, is because a lot of times people tell me, they say, Taria, well, I'm not a CEO. Well, one thing about Alexis is she is always a CEO, whether she's working for someone or not, because she is a CEO of herself. She has made herself a brand. And so one thing that always amazes me, how you literally create opportunities out of nothing. Where in the heck does that come from? For anybody that may be watching this and they're like, you know what? It's time for me to go to another level. And how do I recreate or reinvent myself? Where does that come from?
You know, one of the things I always say is, you know, look at your soft skills. Your soft skills are going to be a big part of reinventing yourself, because you need to take I always say take your top 3 things that are great about you just in general. And then think about the top 3 things that are great at you just in business or whether it's in your day job. Like, I know I never meet a stranger. That's a big deal. That means I can network. That is what that equates to, networking. Mm-hmm. That means I will walk up to random people at events needing no alcohol, no type of libation, and just start a conversation. That's how sales are born. And then another thing that, kind of finding in those top 3 things, another thing that I was great at was after I meet somebody, I can build that relationship. Mm-hmm. Well, you have to build trust and credibility with someone in order for them to even want to do business with you or even to be able to refer you to someone as well. So I look at those types of things and I'm like, okay, how do I take all of the things that I've learned throughout my entire career? Like, I know that I'm great with people, but I also know that I want to teach people, so how do I turn that into something? It's all about putting those soft skills together and creating something totally different. I knew that I've been in leadership forever. I had my own business, so I led as a business owner. So I thought to myself, I love teaching people new things. I said, how do I get paid to do training and development? I'm using those soft skills to launch a training and development platform just for insurance people. And then I'm thinking to myself, okay, I have all these women that I mentor on a daily basis, and they're not in the insurance industry. They're just normal entrepreneurs in different fields. How can I also find a way to be able to give them that real time and effort that they need from a real mentor, that real mentorship time? And I said, I could do it through storytelling. That way, it's not just me that they're learning from. They can learn from me and my friends. So that's how you come in with the podcast host. I like talking to random people now.
She does.
Okay.
Look, and let me tell you something. One thing about me, I'm not the talker. And so how we're strong is because I know that's her. So like there's this one event that we go to every year, and I don't know if they're having it this year. I know it was postponed, hopefully. But like Alexis is the one who she can network and connect with people. And so because I know that's not me, I just follow her around. And she's like, you know who that is, right? Like one time we were there, she was like, you know who this is? That's that billionaire guy. And I'm like, for real? And so I just sit there and stand with her. And then we get a chance, because of her, I get a chance to meet all these great people as well. And then she's just a connector. Another thing about you too, Alexis, is that everything that you do, the reason why I know I'm as cool as I am with you is because I've never felt like you ever did anything with the intention of trying to sell me or with the intention of, well, if I do this, then I need that. Everything about you is authentic. And I think a lot of times when we do go out and we meet people, sometimes we're looking for that return. And I think that's a problem. I'm always telling people you've got to stop sowing your seeds and expecting the harvest to come straight up from that seed. Sometimes it germinates and it pushes out and it grows in other places. And you just have an abundant mentality, which is why you continue to win. I mean, literally, like she's like, girl, I got this new position. I'm like, what is that? Like, girl, they just made it up for me because I love it.
Pretty obvious.
Yeah. Yes, I swear to God. But what's more motivating is the fact that you've never let any of your setbacks be a reason. You never let the fact that maybe you didn't know. I mean, literally, this was my first. We never asked about what schools we went to. So I always assumed that you had a degree. Like, are you kidding me? Like, so for anybody that's trying to use that as an excuse, that's never an excuse. You made a decision to go out there and learn how to do this stuff yourself. As an adult, we have to take responsibility for our own lives. I love what somebody just said. It says, our success starts with us knowing our success is possible, right? And so I think that's really, really powerful. Is there anything that you would like to leave to someone maybe right now? Because with the state that this world is in, many people are in unemployment, dealing with unemployment more than ever, right? And now they're reinventing themselves or figuring out what is going to be my next move. What would you like to share with our CEOs that are watching right now that are possibly transitioning or figuring where they're going to go?
Yeah, so I definitely want to say When I actually became an entrepreneur, it was at the end of the recession. I had already been unemployed for 2 years before I got that job in retail, and I was only there for 6 months before I decided to start my own business. Listen, I have filed bankruptcy and everything. None of that can determine your success. I still did everything that I did in my career, even after going through all of that. I had just came out of a really bad domestic violence relationship and everything. And I allowed that to fuel me and push me. And during that time, you're going to have a lot of naysayers. You're going to have a lot of people saying, well, what? You sure you should start your business? Maybe you should just get a job. You know what I mean? Don't allow people to take you off course. If you have already written your vision, wrote your marketing plan out, create your website, just take that leap and just start building. And if you've already started doing that stuff and you still feel like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, just go for it. Don't let anyone get you off track. Because I'm telling you, the moment that you truly decide that this is really what you want to do and that you're going to go full force into it, everything will come together. Everything will come together. I'm telling you, it really will. I'm telling you from myself that I know it for a fact. I'm telling you, my whole life was falling apart when I decided to become an entrepreneur. And once I made that decision and I was like, okay, I'm going to be an entrepreneur, but I'm going to do it this way, everything just started coming together. I told you what happened in less than 2 years. Less than 2 years. Didn't really spend a lot of money. It doesn't take a lot of money for you to write your vision out and just really get going. Get your domain name, do really simple stuff. You can do this on such a cheap budget. You do not need to spend a lot of money. Make your own website. Do whatever you can for you. Listen, Fiverr should be your best friend. Okay? Fiverr.com, $5 for a logo. Okay? Don't listen to all these folks out here saying that you got to have $500 for a logo. You're not there yet. Just wait until you get there. Try to spend a little amount of money as possible to build it out. Because I'm telling you, if you just go for it, just go for it. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you. And then you have amazing support groups like Urban CEO, and for the women, the My Boss Circle. You have all of these great support groups out here. If you really are unsure about things, just reach out to us. That's what these communities were created for, to provide that support system. Get you some boss friends who are really going to give you that real advice and not deter you from doing this. Because I know it can be very discouraging to have to be getting unemployment every week. But listen, right now, they're giving out $800 a month, $800 a week in unemployment. Do you know how much of that you can invest in starting a business? You could really, really start making some things happen for your business. Now is the time. Don't wait until after this pandemic is over to do it. Do it now. Just go for it. That's definitely what I want to leave y'all with. Just go for it. Take that faith walk.
Yes, ma'am. Take that faith walk. Take action. Get around the right people. Alexis, how often does your podcast go live, and where do people need to go to get access to it?
Yeah, so the podcast, it actually streams every Wednesday at midnight. Every Wednesday at midnight on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. You can go ahead and follow and hit subscribe, and you can actually get the alert when they drop on Wednesdays at midnight. Every Wednesday we have a new episode, and then every Thursday at 5:00 we actually do a live after show Q&A on our Facebook channel and YouTube channel as well, My Boss Circle TV. So yeah, check it out. It's already 5 episodes up there. We've already covered. And Taria was telling y'all about the nonprofit. Now you'll actually be able to hear from the woman herself, the nonprofit guru herself, Precious Freeman, honey. Listen to that episode, entrepreneurs. If you're trying to get sponsorships for your events, use that nonprofit, honey. You will be able to walk yourself into some circles that you have never been able to walk into before and get checks that you cannot get as an entrepreneur. I'm telling you, you better ask Taria about it.
You see me over here like this. I'm excited. Look, once we got that official, you all approved. I was like, oh, it's go time. We about to get popping out here in these streets. Urban CEO, and it's just so much that we definitely want to do as a community, and unfortunately, it'll take money. So definitely. Well, Alexis, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Listen, I know we're going to bring you back up here several times over. You just always are doing so many incredible things in the community. Any last and parting words before we take you out?
Oh, no. Everybody just make sure that you are following My Boss Circle on Instagram, Facebook, and on our YouTube channel. Subscribe there so you can get alerts about the after show. And, just holler at us. We're on mybosscircle.com. You can check out the after show and even the podcast. If you don't have a Spotify or Apple Podcast for some reason, you can go straight to the website, My Boss Circle TV, hit that podcast page, and go ahead and check out all 5 streaming episodes. Thank you so much, Taria. And Urban CEO, this was amazing. And I'm so excited about what you are doing for all of the CEOs out there.
Well, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for being here as well. Look, we had an amazing show today. I mean, Alexis just laid it out. I know if you're not fired up, I don't know what else you need to do. Just like Diva told us, we need to get up off our ass and get on our feet, okay? Also, today we're going to have 4 people who are going to win a copy of her brand new book. All you had to do was send a text message. You see the number. It's like right here, 484848, Urban CEO, and you need to be an Academy member. What's going to happen is this evening before midnight, you're going to get a text message if you're one of the 4 people. And if you do win, make sure you respond back, okay? Make sure that you respond back, because we're going to confirm that you're an Academy member. If you are, you're going to be one of the winners of the book, and there's going to be a bonus gift in there, okay? So 4 lucky people are going to win, so you have until tonight. So if you're watching this, go join the Academy. Go to urbanceoacademy.com, join the Academy. Also, make sure that you text the number so that you can stay up to date on all the text messages, okay? We are so thrilled. Guys, every single week, you're going to get a chance to win. You just never know what's going to be in the giveaways. I mean, when I tell you every single week we have a lot of cool things. Another dope thing about being an Academy member is we do have, let me grab it real quick. Wait, 1 second. Yes, darling. You see this right here? We've got what is called the Urban CEO Power Pack. And this is a box full of goodies and giveaways. All types of stuff in here, darling. All types of stuff that comes in here. I just opened it up and it has all types of good smells going on here. This wonderful soap, all types of stuff, right? All types of goodies. Well, when you become a part of the Academy, we make sure to send out these power packs, or we have these power packs available at our Urban CEO Summits, which are, by the way, typically free. Well, because of my good girl Rona in this place, we're not having the physical summits this particular quarter. We're going to be having them virtually, okay? However, all Academy members that are active Academy members, not just our 7-day free, you got to make sure that you are in the game. Okay, we will need some skin in the game. You guys are going to get a chance to have these power packs mailed out to you full of goodies. Okay, so we still want to make sure that you get a chance to get a power pack. So just be on the lookout for details on how you can be a part of that. Now, if you want to also be able to advertise your business in the power pack, this is a huge opportunity, okay? If you're interested in that, just simply send us an email to info@urbanceonetwork.com. You want to be on the show, info@urbanceonetwork.com. All right? Well, guys, thank you so much. That's another edition of As Real As It Gets with Urban CEO Network. I am so grateful that you guys are here. And I see we had so many people plugging in. Elisa, Stevie, Deirdre. Let me see, who else? I'm trying to get through all these different names. Chanel, Michael, Deshonda. Thank you guys for plugging in every single week. We will be back live on Monday, so make sure you guys plug in and watch all the shows, all the replays. All you got to do is go to asrealisitgetstv.com. All right, so let me go ahead and play this nice little bus, darling, so y'all can see this and we get up out of here. All right? Deuces.